We should be looking at chapter 5, 10th verse. Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yaha lipyatena sa papena padmapatramivambhasa. Water on a lotus leaf. We all have heard about that analogy many times, right? How a water will stay on the lotus leaf. It will be on it, but there will be no trace of it. There will be no impression that the water ever stayed on that leaf. It will not make that leaf wet. The water will not make the lotus leaf wet. That is how one has to perform actions in this world as per the shloka. Brahmanyadhaya karmani, actions, any actions that we perform. Sangam tyaktva, letting go of the attachment towards those actions. Karotiyaha, whoever does it, whoever does actions without any attachment to that action or to the fruits of the actions, lipyatena sapapena, they are freed from any sins, even though they will be doing those actions. Even though they are doing those actions, they will not be entangled by those actions. Just like how water will never wet that lotus leaf. Now, whenever we do any actions, if you have observed, any actions it can be, waking up in the morning and doing our routines, and after that we all have got our own business during the day as part of carrying this body with us. The journey of life demands us to perform actions, and so we do involve ourselves in performing those actions. It can be something like a volunteering activity, or it can be as simple as taking care of our own hunger, eating, for example. It can be as simple as that, or it can be as big as a great volunteering activity. Any actions that we perform, we will be motivated by why do we do that actions? We are driven by some needs. What are those needs? If you look at it, any action will have some drive within us, right? For example, desire is the motivation, right? I have the desire to do this, get more money, and so I go join a job and then work, earn money. I'm interested in earning punya, let's say. That is one of the drive, motivation, the good karma. And so I volunteer and I give myself 2 hours, 3 hours in the temple, let's say, which is a good thing. But there is a motive behind it. I want to earn good karma. And then once I'm done with that day, let's say 2-3 hours, while I'm returning from the volunteering activity, a sense of accomplishment gets in my mind. Oh, I have done this. I have done a good karma today. These are all the enemies. The motive, having a motive that, oh, I wanted to have earn good karma. It is not even any bad intention actually. It is not even about wreaking some havoc to others or doing some harm to others, even if it is good activities, even if they are good activities that one is expected to perform. Temple, say for example, I'm going to the temple every day, 48 days I go to the temple. I have a motive. Either my daughter should get married or something, like some motive. That is the attachment. What is attachment? Is that attachment? I wanted to get this done, and so I start doing it, even though that is a good activity. Such kind of attachment is what should will make us binding. It is not that good or bad. Again, it makes us binding. We get entangled into the complexities of life. Sadhus, yogis who are expert, if you had seen them, they're free, even though they are busy doing the actions, even though they are in the midst of this world, they perform the action, but they are detached. They won't take any responsibility, they won't have any motive. If it happens, good. If it doesn't happen, what is the next thing that we can do? That is the attitude he wanted us to have. Krishna wanted us to have that attitude, not that he is trying to push us towards a sadhu lifestyle, but he says that is the best state that you can get into. Any other state we go into will entangle you. We get stuck into that pattern of having a motive and doing an action, getting the result, reaping the benefit. Again, moving on to the next task, having a motive, doing an action, reaping the benefits, and feel like I have done it. So that reiterates the feeling the that I am doing it, I am doing it, I am doing it, I am doing it. This all is because of me, because of me. That is the biggest enemy towards anything in life. A, number one enemy is that I feeling. If that has to dissolve, then we see the true nature of our being. We won't be able to appreciate until then. It's like it's been we've been given, we've been entrusted with loads and loads of gold locked up inside us, but just that we are falling for this trivial things of motive, of just the I feeling. Oh, if anyone just praises, oh, you have done a good job, and I will start doing thing to get that praise again and again, then that is like falling for piecemeally for the trivial praise. Instead, if I sacrifice that, gold is going to be mine. But I do not want that. I instead fall for the simple praise that I can get. And the actions can be due to motivation. Other motivations are also there. Kama, Krodha, Moha, Lobha, Madha, Matsarya. Those are 6 drivers that will get us into action. Isn't it? Anyone who does any action, if you have observed, whether it is us or others, it can fall under this broad 6 categories. Kama is nothing but your desire. We have some desires within us. That desire can be anything. One that is like burning, and because of that I do some actions. Krodha, anger. I'm so mad, and so I start doing some things. We used to hear a lot that never do anything when you are mad, because we are going to feel, we are going to not be able to take back what we have uttered. If you're going to say a few things, Never say when you are mad, because we will end up uttering words that we may not able to get back. That is true for actions also. Never do actions when we are mad at anything or anyone. Then we will most likely repent our actions. Moha. Third one is moham. Moham is delusion, confusion, or some kind of infatuation. If you had seen, if we are so much attached to something, we wanted to just get that and we feel happy about it, we will start doing things blindly towards that in order to get that going. Let's say, for example, if you a dress, let's say, going and then looking, checking out some dress, and you like a dress, sari or shirt or pant or any such thing. Immediately you liked it. You wanted to get it. Now you liked it so much, even though others will say a lot of things, and we won't be accepting it. And and even more, if others say that this is best, this suits you very well, go for it, right? Then we will definitely want to get that. Our mind is already deluded, in the sense like we are infatuated towards that dress, and then we will go to the checkout and give that dress to them, and they say that no, this is not for sale, sorry, we are not going to sell this product, this is not for sale. That's it. We are totally upset. We will ask them, is there any way that we can buy this? Is there any other shop nearby that has this? We are totally deluded towards that product. But after a week or so, we won't even mind. Let's say we buy it or don't buy it. After a week, we will say that, yeah, last week I was there, just wanted to buy it, and now where is it gone? So that is why when we are in a delusional state, infatuated state, we should never get delusional in the first place to anything. It can be lifeless objects or it can be lifeful people. We should never be delusional towards anything. Delusion happens even during the um, couples, freshly married, where a husband will listen to everything, carry out every order or everything to please his wife, and likewise, vice versa. Wife also prepares delicious dishes to her husband, but after a while, slowly it wanes. Delusion is, now you ask, let him go and eat anywhere, or even if he starves, I don't mind. That is delusion. What was that person and what was this person? That delusion is gone. That is the only difference. So we should not do things just out of delusion. And people are wise, those who realize that we are doing under delusion and then stop doing it. People are wise if they stop talking when they are in the middle of a rage, an inner anger or madness. Oh, I think I'm doing something out of my madness. Let me not talk anything. Let me stop talking or doing anything. Let me be the right guy or girl or woman or man. Let me not involve myself because right now I'm not in the right mood to say a word. Such people are wise people because they don't have the attachment, they don't have the drive towards krodha. They are not doing anything out of anger, they are not doing anything out of delusion, and they are not doing anything out of the desire. That is the hard part that we will see later. People can actually stop doing things out of anger or out of delusion also. But, and then we will see the next thing: moham, lobham, madham, and matsaryam. So the other three, for example, greed. If greed, lobham is greed. If greed catches us, that also can be potentially stopped, but we won't be realizing it. That is the problem. If we get more and more and more and more, let's say, can we say it's enough? That is stopping or acting in while in the middle of greed. Oh, looks like I'm so greed. Have you observed anyone's accept or admit it? I'm so greedy. I keep expecting a lot of things. I'm accumulating it. Most of us will not say it because we think that we are not greedy. That is another delusion. We think that we are not greedy. So we will say that, yeah, I'm just living bare minimum. But that bare minimum, definition of bare minimum varies from people to people. What is bare minimum for me may be different for you. So greed is something that should be aware of. Okay, this is enough. That can be in food, that can be in money, that can be in materials, that can be in anything. But there are good few things that we will say that is enough. Knowledge. And people ask us to listen to Bhagavad Gita. I have learned a lot. First two chapters done. Oh, same thing again and again. How many times? That we will say. But not in terms of materials or money. If someone gives every day $1,000, do you ever say that yesterday itself I got it 1,000? I don't need it anymore. No, that we wanted every day. Delicious food. Nobody says that, oh, I had it. Rasamalai. I had it so many times. Forget it. I don't want to have it anymore. Have you observed it? That is true with all of us. I'm not singling out anyone. But why is that? Have we ever wondered? Why is that our mind is wired that pleasures we wanted to take more and more and more? But if something like knowledge, where we have to squeeze our mind and understand, then most of the hard things, bitter things, truth also, they say bitter truth. People will speak the truth. Very few friends will speak the truth if you have observed. Many people are there who will claim to be your friends. They will heap praises. They will say, wow, you have done a great job. Good, wonderful, beautiful. Yeah, you should do it. Why are you not asking for it? Ask for it. What you are doing is the right way. Everything. But nobody will say that stop. Stop the nonsense. What are you doing? That's not good for you. You may be mad at me, but still I want to warn you. What you are doing is not. Have you ever heard that kind of conversation? People are scared. And for a reason, people are not doing it because people are mad. Dare you go against me? You say a word against me, I'm not going to call you. See, truth is bitter. As humans, we do not want to accept the truth. But if you look at it, that truth really helps. Anything bitter, hard, we should inspect it. If it really helps, we should accept it. But we have that analysis and then take it, then we know who true friends are. We will honor them, we'll respect them. Oh, that person says the truth. If he says, she says, that's for my good. With that is what we may have to ask ourselves every once in a while. Stop and then say that everything is good, 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 good. I'm okay. If something bad happens, I'm not okay. What is happening here? What is my mind? How is my mind doing things? What is my intellect doing here? Can I use my brain to understand what is going on within myself in this situation? That is when knowledge happens. That knowledge is the jnanam. The jnana, the light of jnana starts only then. Then we have started taking a look at our own house, this inner house. And that house is totally dark now. No one has lit a lamp inside this house. That's why every day in the evening we light a lamp, the diya at home, signifying that that diya I should light it here. Right? What is that diya? That diya is the knowledge, jnanam. What is that jnanam? Ask ourselves every behavior of ours, questioning ourselves. Am I doing this action out of anger, madness, jealousy? Jealousy is one more thing. They are doing it, I'll do it. She is doing it, I'll do it. He is doing it, I can also do it. We should not act out of jealousy, that we all know. Right? We cannot match. Then where it will end up, we know. Envy, jealousy. Right? So that is not the right way to live our life. So none of the actions should be performed based out of any of these motives. Kama, Krodha, Mada, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. All will destroy, any action that we do will destroy our inner core. It may work well. I mean, there is nothing like in spirituality, there is nothing like, oh, I did this, nothing happened, I got $1,000, or I got this benefit, or so many people praised me. What are you saying? That I should not have attachment? I don't understand. Good for you. But slowly our inner core is getting impacted. When we act out of this, maybe externally, materially, physically, visually, we might see results. We might see our bank balance grow. We might see our likes by others going up. But that motive that we have inside us, and then the actions that we are doing, and the fruits that we reap out of it, and we are doing for the fruit and the actions, is slowly darkening our inner house. Our knowledge shrinks when actions are based with an attachment to any of those six. So that is where here he says, Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam tyaktva. Tyaktva is sacrifice the attachment. Sangam is attachment. Tyaktva is sacrificing. Karoti yaha, whoever does it that way. Lipyate. So is not impacted. That person is never impacted. Lipyate. Na lipyate. This is not impacted. Lipyate is impacted. Na lipyate is not impacted. Sapapena, that person out of sins. He will not be impacted by any sins. And we asked Krishna, like how? And he said, Padma Patramivam Bhasa. Padma Patra. Patra is leaf, Padma Patra is lotus leaf. Ivambasa. So, Ambasa, water. Just like how the drop of water on the leaf, that is how we should do our actions without getting totally involved or having the motive of any of these six. That's what he's trying to say in this verse. Let's move on to the next verse. Kayena manasa buddhya kevalairindrayairapi yoginah karma kurvanti sangam tyaktvatma shuddhaye. Sangam tyaktva, that word, if you look at it in the previous verse also it is there, and in this verse also it is there. Sangam tyaktva is again Sangam is attachment. When you hear the word attachment, you should immediately think about those six: desire, kama, krodha, moha, lobha, madham, and matsaryam. Those six should flash in your mind with desire as the root, because the rest of the things we can potentially control. But desire is something that we do not understand why we are doing it, but we'll still do it out of an inkling of an attachment towards it. A desire is something like, I do this for a reason. I'm not mad, I'm not this, I'm not any of this thing, but I do it just with some expectation or anticipation within myself. Right? So that is the result. It can be fame driven, it can be money driven, it can be anything but that attachment. Then how else we will do actions is the next question that will happen, right? If we cannot have desire, if we cannot have anger, if we cannot, how else should we do the action? Then should we just stay not doing any action at all? There is no option. We should still keep doing actions. In fact, be more busy, do more actions. Krishna never stops anyone through Bhagavad Gita that, okay, all these things are doing action itself involve all these things, so do not do anything. That is the simplest route if you ask me, right? Most people will say that if you engage yourself in life, you will have to have interactions with others. If you interact with others, or if you interact with anything with this world, natural outcome is the six things: kama, krodha, moha, lobha, mada, matsarya. It will not go anywhere, right? It will always be there. More we see people, the more jealous we are. The more we see, talk and work with them, the more angry we will be. The more we see materials with others, we wanted to also get that money or material. So it seems to be an inescapable loop, right? No one can escape from this. We'll have to figure out a way to escape. And that is where he says that how else, if anyone asks, how else can I just step away from doing any actions? So that now Arjuna is precisely, that is what is asking. You are pushing me into things where I have no option but to encounter all these six enemies around me. Why don't I step out? I'll just lay my arms and then I'll go follow the path of sannyasa, where I'll pretend that no one is there. Even though people are there out in the world, I will be myself and I will just sit and meditate. And that is not an escape. The reason is we will have to carry on our life. This journey, this body is given to us. And that is a journey that we will have to undertake for this body. We will have to eat, we will have to sleep, we will have to make sure that this body remains intact. That itself is an action that involves action. So there is no escape to it. If there is only Atma, where that doesn't have any body, then that is different. You don't have to take care of anything. But right now, this Atma is entangled inside this body. So there is no option but to run the life. But when you run the life, you get into this middle of the six enemies. And now the question is how to get out but still be engaged doing the actions, but still defend ourselves from these enemies. Kayena manasa buddhya kevalairindriyairapi yoginah karma kurvanti. He talks about yogis, meaning yogis need not be in Himalayas. He talks about people who practice, or people who are evolving, who have evolved to practice the karma yoga. Yogis are the karma yogis. Yogis will do actions through the body. Kayena. Kayam is this body, right? Kaya. Kayena manasa buddhya, with their body, manasa with their mind, and with their intellect, and also with the indriyas. These are all given to us in this body. If you look at it, your indriyas are given to you, and this whole body and your mind and intellect is given to us. They do their job with that, whatever actions that they are doing, without emotionally falling a victim to the six enemies. But still, all these are equipments or tools that are given to us. With that, we will have to execute our actions. Kayena manasa buddhya kevalairindrayairapi. Just with that, kevalairindrayairapi. Just with the sense organs and the body and the mind and the intellect, one has to perform actions. The reason that this sloka is mentioned is introduced here, where he's talking about the body, mind, intellect, and indriyas, is that most of the times when we are performing our actions, our mind will be in one thing and mouth will be talking a different thing, and our intellect will be thinking about many other things. All right, they are not aligned. Most of the times when we act out of desire or anger or any such thing, our mind, intellect, and body are not aligned. So body, mind, and intellect are three intelligence that have been given to us. We may or may not be appreciating it. We take it for granted, but this has been gifted to us. Body is a gift that is given to us. It has so many wonders. Eyes, such a beauty. There is a lens given to us through which we can see this world. We took it for granted. We no longer see that as a valuable gift that has been given to us. Precious. Ears, likewise. We are able to. Human eyes can see almost around 8,000, not even 8,000, 8 million color variations. So much of power packed. And ears, even the tick of a clock in the next room, if it is totally silent, let's say, no noise at all, we'll be able to hear the tick of a clock if it is even in the next room. That much power is being given to us through the ears, and many variations. It's not just the tick of the clock, chirping of birds, buzzing of the wind, the bees, so many variations. And two hands, of course, two legs move around. So this body in itself is a wonder. And above all, mind and intellect. This body contains all the indriyas, which in itself is no need to go for any wonder. Eighth wonder is not out there in the world. Eighth wonder is our own body. Only thing all it takes is for us to sit few minutes, study about our own body, human physiology. If we study it, then we know that what is a beauty that we are sitting inside. No need for any happiness, nothing to happen. For most people, happiness is we wait something, let it happen. Oh, some news happens, that is the happy moment. Or we go and create a happiness. We join a, we go and join, participate in a party or something like that is the happy moment. Once we are back home, where is that happiness? Happiness can be all the time. When we think about the valuables that we have got, this body has been is a valuable to us. Mind can experience, can imagine, can go deeper into the past and bring all the wonderful images, and it can create new things. It can create the future, the positive future that we wanted. It can dream, right? Mind can dream, and mind remembers so many good events that had happened, but we choose only the wrong bad events that had happened in the past. If you had seen people, most people, all good things are there given to us and many good things had happened, but we will choose one wrong thing and then we keep worrying about it. Oh, that had happened, this is not there, I'm sad. Most people identify the incorrect wrong thing that had happened and they will brood over it, spend their energy, effort, waste. Mind is given to us to make us feel happy, pull ourselves up. That is why mind is given. So many good things have happened in the past and we are remembering it because we can pull ourselves up, back. The intellect is a powerful. We hardly use that. Anything that is happening around us, we take it for granted. Instead, without analyzing anything. Why somebody says something else, but we wrongly analyze it. That is also not needed. Like, how dare they say this? That is not analysis. Using the intellect is to ask ourselves, will I be also be doing this kind of things? Why are we doing this? What is this makes me do it? What is this behavior that I'm showing? What is the behavior that others show? Instead of judging them, that we are quick, we'll quickly say that, oh, that person is this bad. They always do this kind of thing. Judging is easier for everyone. I'm not saying that I'm not judging. No one is an exception. We all are victims of our quick judgments. Instead, take a pause whenever such judgment happens. Stop and to think that why is my mind jumping into judgments? Why can't I see as it happens? What makes it happen this way? Is there anything wrong? That analysis will build our intelligence, will build our jnanam inside us. And that is why the brain is given to us. Brain is not given to us just for nothing, and we are hardly using that also. And most people think that brain is given to solve complex problems only, not for solving our own problems or problems at home. Brain is given to us for a purpose, to uplift ourselves, to pull ourselves up by analyzing the situation around us, human behavior, our own behavior, others' behavior, and then relate. And if there is any element of desire or anger involved in that, relieve ourselves. If there is any bondage I am binding myself into, what type of actions I am doing, are these actions qualified? Even am I consciously doing it? We can actually come out of many problems. We are doing out of our own habit many things every day. You might have seen people just scratching their head every once in a while without even aware, that awareness is not even there. or shaking the legs, or when they sit on the grass, they will just pluck the grass. All those are habits or mannerisms. That is just one thing that we are observing it. Other than that, many other things that we all are doing on an everyday basis. So intellect is given for us to slow down and then think and weed out such habits and practices and mannerisms, and ask ourselves as to what actions should be done and if we are doing it the right way. The right way is the path of dharma. Dharma is nothing, dharma is a corrupted word, because that word is overused and we do not understand the word correctly. Dharma, the word meaning of dharma is should be if divinity, if divinity is present here. The divinity can be anything as per your definition. My definition, Vishnu is that divinity. If Vishnu is present here, will he do this action? That is doing as per dharma. So any actions we can weed out. Most of the actions, if divinity will approve my actions. Will God approve my actions? If the answer is yes, then that is dharma. If the answer is like, oh no, he will not approve it, I'm doing it out of jealousy, so that action is not correct, let me drop it. Right there we drop it. See, that is the only test for dharma. Otherwise, you cannot say that whether you are acting per dharma or not dharma. Right? If divinity will be okay with this action, and for that we should understand the definition of God. Definition of God is 1000 meanings of Vishnu Sahasranama. It includes everything. Forgiveness is number one. So naturally we will not do anything if we know that forgiveness and these people have done something to me. Should I take revenge on them? Forgiveness, that name will come. Okay, that is divinity. Is 100% forgiveness. Not like, okay, 4 times, 8 times, any number of. So that is our compass. With that, we should perform actions with our mind, with our body, with our intellect. Perform actions for the purpose of action, not with any other motive. If there is any motive, ask ourselves, like, what is the motive that I am having? Is it falling under any of the 6? How can I slowly start going back? Because it is not a one day thing. It is not like just like that. So tomorrow you heard it today and we all can start practicing it from tomorrow. No, it never works that way. It has to be gradual, and no amount of listening is going to get us there. It is one's own realization that one has to think about it and then start acting around it. Why should we not have any attachment? So don't I have any emotions, feelings? Yeah, you can attach yourselves, but then we are entangling ourselves, and then we should not. If we are okay with that attachment and then doing actions, then we should not complain about life. So complaints we do have, that this is what not working, that is not working, he, she, it, them, this, that. We do have. We are not yet yogis, like happy all the time, accept everything, everyone as Vasudeva, and we have not gotten to that state. That is the state that everything happens around me is because Vasudeva is making it happen. I see you, you are Vasudeva. I see him, he is Vasudeva. I see her, she is Vasudeva. These 3 did this to me? No. Vasudeva in you did this. That stage is not close to us yet. In order to get there, we need to use this body, we need to use this mind, we need to use this intellect to get there. Because this is where the powers. These are the powers that were given to us for a reason, to get there, not to just forget about it and then live the way that we wanted, live the way that life takes us, live the way that life drifts and we go along with it. No. Purpose is to carry this body, carry this mind, carry this intellect and use it well by sacrificing the attachment to the actions. And then what happens is tyaktva atma shuddhaye. If we do it, what happens is the question that we will ask, right? Atma shuddhaye. It will result in purification of the atma. By using our body and mind and intellect in the right way, by sacrificing attachment, we are purifying our Atman. Right now our Atman, which is our true identity, which is us. None of this body, none of this mind or intellect is us. These are all given powers. The true our identity for us is that Atman. But that Atman, we are not able to appreciate it as our true identity because of the dust, because of the ignorance that it has been covered with. And how do we clean that? Is by performing this action, by listening and performing only that slowly cleans itself. There is no other way. There is nothing like you can take a brush and then go away, right? Actions are the way that will purify. This is like a purification process, so to say, right? Water purification process. This is like a process. Actions are the best way to purify our inner Atman. Actions that are done with no attachment and offering everything to God is the right way to purify our Atman. Once that happens, then slowly we will start seeing new things happening within ourselves. Changes happening within ourselves. Changes happening around us. Situations that were bothering, situations that were blocking, situations that were hard to solve, we will start realizing that they automatically solve themselves, or we will acquire powers to solve those. When will that happen? That will happen when we all start applying this principle, at least taking efforts to apply these principles. Whenever we do actions, offer immediately the action to God. Okay, He is doing it. I am not doing it. Let me do this for Him. At every moment, the more we start saying it aloud, it's okay to say it aloud also at times. At least so long as we alone can hear that. That is where the word Krishna Arpanamastu. No one may take it anything, right? Krishna Arpanamastu is like I'm offering to, let it be an offering to Krishna, which is the perfect way to not have any attachment. The moment we say Krishna Arpanamastu, we have offered that action and the results of that action to Krishna. And we will start applying our mind and intellect in that. Just because we offer to Krishna doesn't mean that we will not think anything and then we will do it oppositely. In fact, that is when we will apply ourselves more and make sure that the outcome is the desired outcome. And the desired outcome is reached. Desired outcome is anything that we are, if we are preparing, let's say, roti. I'm just giving an example. Yesterday, we prepared. So likewise, let's say we are preparing a roti, or we are working at office, you are doing some job. Every job, any job, every action, Krishnarpanamastu, and then we do it. The moment we do that, all our the 6 enemies are gone, defeated right there, right? And then we start doing it with, because we offered it to Krishna even before we started the work. We will do that work with a lot of care, and we will make sure that the outcome is good, acceptable outcome. We will not do it sloppy. We will not do a sloppy business when we are doing something. And even if we do a good job and there is a praise that we get from others or a reward that we get from others, we will remember that we offered it to Krishna. So we will not lay claim on it. And so there will be a neutrality that sets in our attitude. That neutrality is what is important, to bring in the neutrality. I'm not doing it just to make myself happy. And so then the fluctuations in our ups and downs will slowly start reducing. We won't be getting too much excited about something that could happen. We will not go too down also. So it will start here, and then as we practice it, it will start stabilizing, and then it will become stable at one point of time. So that is the reason that we should start applying that Krishnarpanamastu in every action that we perform. Starting today, let's start practicing it, even for a smaller thing, anything. At least that Krishna, that word itself is beauty, right? The meaning itself is beauty. So by uttering that, we are saying that let this work be beautiful. That is one more meaning that we can take within ourselves, right? So let's start practicing that. Moving on to the next verse. 12th verse. Yuktah karma phalam tyaktva shantimapnoti naishtikim ayuktah kamakarena phale sakto nibadhyate. He talks about two people here, Yuktaha and Ayuktaha. Yuktaha is one who is actually practicing the Karma Yoga, and Ayuktaha is the one that has far gone away from the Karma Yoga. Yuktaha, what does a Yuktaha does? Karma phalam tyaktva. A Yuktaha, which is a Karma Yogi, sacrifices the fruit of the action, and Shanti Mapnoti Naishtikam. He gets eternal peace within himself by sacrificing the fruits. That is the best thing, best state of mind, where fluctuation, if we are willing to be extremely happy, that is perfectly okay, as long as we are willing to be extremely depressed also, right? But we are not. Most people, all people will not accept falling down. We all are okay to go up, but falling down, no one is okay for it. Of course, for natural reasons, right? And who will want to? But staying up is not an option. Staying up is impossible for anyone. Happiness, when the moment there is an happiness, sadness follows. The moment sad, happiness follows. This will be alternating, right? In fact, in some cases, many sadness will affect one shot, right? So that is also quite possible. That is where we cannot avoid that, but we can prepare ourselves for it. We don't want our mind to let fluctuate between ups and downs and ups and downs. But external situation, I don't have a control, but I can prepare myself how I handle these environment. And we prepare ourselves by strengthen ourselves internally, and that is the reason that Yuktaha karma phalam tyaktva shanti mapnoti naishtikam. He or she gets into an eternal state of mind which is peaceful. Jumping up and down will not happen to that person, because that person is willing to sacrifice everything to me, willing to give away. Only when we give something, we will get something. What is that we are willing to give to get eternal peace is the question. Now in this shloka, give away the fruits, give away the action, give away the ownership of it, then get the eternal peace. Ayuktaha, on the other hand, Ayuktaha, who is the person who is not following the path of Karma Yoga, Kamakarena, out of desires, out of Greed. On what? Phale sakto. On the fruits. Attached to the fruits. They don't want to give up that. They don't want to give up the ownership of that result. They are praising me. I wanted this. I wanted this to be to us. So that attachment. Nibadhyate. Nibadhyate is these people entangle themselves. Irrevocably, we entangle ourselves. Entangle is, you can think of the knotted thread, multifold knots. That is entangling. We cannot release ourselves from the knots. It's so much entangled ourselves. That happens because of the attachment we are not willing to give up. All it takes is Krishna Arpanamastu. If we are not willing to say Krishna Arpanamastu, then I am doing it. That is Matam. I want to do is Matam Matsaryam, right? I am doing it. I am doing it because I will get this desire. I am doing it because I want to prove those people that I can do it. Anger. Multiple. Ego as well as anger. So such kind of trap we will fall into, then that is not possible. No one can help us. Only we can help ourselves. That is true in this world, no matter what, right? Whatever pain that one goes through, only that person understands. Others can sympathize, but they cannot take the pain. They cannot understand. It can be physical pain or it can be mental pain. Only that person knows it fully, the impact of it. Others, they can empathize. They can say that, oh, I'm sorry. I totally understand. They will say word wise, but that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. We all know it, right? Only because it is just that that person is just imagining that, okay, that might be the pain. They are not going through it. This person is the one who is going through the pain. He knows it very much, how much it is hurtful. The same way, when we entangle ourselves, no one else in this world can get us out of that entanglement but ourselves. That is what we should remember. Now Krishna Arpanamastu. By saying that, we will complete today's session. Sriyah Kantaya Kalyana Nidaye Nidayethinam Sri Venkata Nivasaya Srinivasaya Mangalam. Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. I'll see you all next week.